What do you do when the world around you is rotten? When power belongs to the dishonest? When truth doesn't matter? When doing the right thing doesn't get rewarded? In fact, it gets you punished. That's the world of Gladiator, and it's also a lot closer to our world than we'd like to admit, because beneath the swords, the sand, and the spectacle, Gladiator isn't really about revenge. It's about something much harder. How do you live with honor in a corrupt world? At the beginning of the film, Maximus Decimus Meridius has everything figured out. He's loyal, respected, fights for something bigger than himself. He represents a kind of man that feels almost outdated today. Not because he's unrealistic, but because the world he lives in doesn't reward men like him. When Commodus takes power, everything changes. Truth is replaced by manipulation, honor is replaced by ambition, loyalty is replaced by self-interest. And Maximus, he loses everything. His family, status, identity, not because he failed, but because he refused to become corrupt. Commodus is not strong. He's not wise. He is not disciplined. But he wins, at least at first. Why? Because corruption often has an advantage. It doesn't play fair. It manipulates perception. It controls narratives. It exploits weakness. And here's the uncomfortable truth. That doesn't just happen in ancient Rome. It happens now. In careers, social circles, politics, online. The loudest voice wins. The most manipulative person climbs faster. The one willing to bend the rules gets ahead. Meanwhile, people like Maximus, they get crushed. This is the question the film quietly asks. If the system is corrupt, why not just become corrupt yourself? Why not lie a little, cut corners, play people the way they play you? Maximus has every reason to. He's been betrayed, he's been enslaved, he's been humiliated. No one would blame him for becoming ruthless, but he doesn't, and that's what makes him dangerous. Maximus doesn't fight corruption by becoming stronger than it. He fights it by refusing to join it. Even as a slave, even as a gladiator, he leads with discipline, with restraint, with principle. In a world built on spectacle and chaos, he becomes something rare, a man who cannot be bent, and that's what people respond to, not just his strength, but his integrity. Because when everything feels fake, when everything feels manipulated, authenticity becomes powerful. There's a reason that people rally behind him. It's not just the victories in the arena, it's what he represents. In a corrupt system, most people feel powerless. They know the game is rigged, but they don't know how to fight it. Maximus shows them something different. You may not control the system, but you control how you live inside it. And that idea spreads, quietly at first, then all at once. But the film doesn't lie to you. Living with honor doesn't guarantee success. Maximus doesn't get his old life back. He doesn't restore everything he lost. In fact, he pays the ultimate price. And this is where Gladiator separates itself from most stories, because it doesn't say, do the right thing and you'll win. It says, do the right thing even if you don't. The world of Gladiator feels distant. Ancient Rome, emperors, gladiators, but strip away the armor and the system looks familiar. Because we still live in arenas, they just look different now. Not coliseums, feeds, algorithms, audiences. Today, power doesn't always come from strength or integrity. It comes from attention. Who can capture it? Who can hold it? Who can manipulate it? And just like Rome, the system rewards spectacle. Outrage spreads faster than truth. Confidence beats competence. Perception matters more than reality. In Gladiator, Commodus controls the crowd with performance. Today, people do the same thing with a camera. They build versions of themselves designed to win approval, to look successful, to appear dominant, to never seem weak. In a system driven by perception, truth becomes fragile. Reputations can be built overnight and destroyed just as quickly, sometimes fairly, sometimes not. And I've seen situations where a single accusation, true or false, was enough to completely upend someone's life. Because once the crowd decides who you are, it's almost impossible to fight your way back. And this is where the film gets uncomfortably real. Because most people aren't Maximus. They're stuck in between. They see the system, they understand the game, and slowly they start adapting to it. You exaggerate a little, cut a corner here, say what people want to hear instead of what's true, not because you're evil, but because it works, because you feel like you have to. That's how corruption spreads today, not through villains, but through compromise, one small decision at a time, until eventually you don't even recognize the line you crossed. So what does honor even mean in a world like this? It doesn't look like a sword. It looks like restraint. It's telling the truth when it would be easier not to. It's doing good work when no one is watching. It's not chasing validation at the cost of your values. It's staying grounded in a system designed to pull you out of yourself. And just like Maximus, Decimus, Meridius, this doesn't always get rewarded. You might grow slower. You might be overlooked. You might lose opportunities to people who play the game better. But there's something you don't lose: yourself. At the end of Gladiator, Maximus doesn't fix Rome. The system doesn't suddenly become pure. Corruption doesn't disappear overnight, but something changes because one person refused to bend, and that forced everyone else to see the difference between power and integrity. That's what makes this story timeless. Not the revenge, not the battles, but the reminder that even in a broken system, you still have a choice. Every day, in small moments, and decisions no one else sees, to play the game or to stand for something. Because the real danger isn't that the world is corrupt, it's that you slowly become okay with it, that you adapt to it, that you become it. And Gladiator leaves you with a question that still matters now more than ever. Not, is the world fair, but who are you going to be inside it?